Aries, how are you today? Let's find out if your person is on their way back to you. Now, if you were recently in a no contact situation, we're going to find out today if they are planning on coming back. We're going to delve deep into what their current energy is, what's holding them up, what's getting in the way, what they're not secretly trying to, what they're not telling you and keeping in secret. That's what I'm trying to say here. All right. Now remember to use your judgment and your intuition and how you make up your mind as to what to do with all this information. Here we go, bottom of the deck here. Six of Pentacles, which tells me that this individual really wanted reciprocity in your relationship. There's a part of them that felt like there was an unevenness in who was giving into the relationship. And so there's a part of them that feels like they're not going to come back unless there's that balance between the two of you. And that's really the driving force here, is whether or not there's going to be this equal give and take in the relationship. That's really what's going to dictate whether or not they're going to come back. They want equality. There's a part of them that is really looking expansively at everything that's around them and really checking to see, like, is there something better out there? Am I seeing this exactly the way that I need to see it? Is this relationship something that I want? I have the whole world here in my hand, and I can do whatever I want at this point. And I don't know. I mean, they're again, sitting here having to make a decision. Do I move forward? Because I see the world out there. I see so much out there, so much potential for me out there. But then there's a part of them that kind of feels like, yeah, but I have this history with this person. So they're really having to make a decision whether or not to stay with you, to come back with you, or to move forward and follow a different path. They're plagued by the fact that there's a lot of clarity. They're getting a lot of information right now, and they're really seeing your current situation for what it is, and that's really the driving force here of whether or not they are going to come back, because there's something that they've learned that's created some level of clarity in them. But there's some news here that they received, and that's what's keeping them from just coming back to you and saying, hey, let's start over. Because they've gotten clarity here. The separation that you two have had has given them that insight. Deep down, they want honesty. They want someone to be very direct with them, right? Just tell me the truth. That's what they want. That's what I just heard. Tell me the truth. I just want to know the truth. I want something that's clear cut. But they know that that's not really the best approach. I think there's a part of them that's really afraid of getting the truth, all of the truth. But it's almost like it's really trickling in here. It's coming at them. Whether they like it or not, they're getting truth, they're getting honesty. And I think there's a part of them that's really afraid of that confrontation, having to confront all of that truth. Yeah, and there's, again, you've got this Two of Wands here. And just like I said earlier, they want to take that step forward. They just don't know how. But they know that they need to make that decision. And they don't know which way to go. Do I go to you? Do I go to Aries? Or do I venture out and do something else, something new, right? Because I have all this new information. So recently there was maybe an apology. Somebody came forward with an apology or an offering. This can either be, this could be you. It could have been them. But there was an apology that was given here. And I don't think that it really made that much of a difference to this person. I think that they've made up their mind as to what they're going to do. Like, in other words, this apology really didn't influence them. They know, they have clarity here. And they know now that they need to make a decision. In other words, they need to make a decision whether to push this relationship forward or to just walk away. The apology that was presented to them really didn't matter. It didn't make a difference. They just know that they're going to do what they want to do. Something here tells me that something big happened, and now you've got karma at play. Whatever that is that happened between the two of you, Aries, karma is at play, and there's going to be balance. There's going to be justice that's going to be served, and it's not going to be, it just is. It's just a matter of fact, right? Karma is that. You put out negative energy, it comes right back to you. You put out positive energy, it comes back to you. So it's really just, it's blind. Justice is blind, right? So whatever energy was set in motion, it's going to come back, and there's going to be balance in this situation. That's what they want. That's truly what they want. You want, however, something long-term. You want to plant the seeds for the future. You want something that's long-standing. But in their world, they see that this is the end of a journey. They want this to be a completion. They want to take that step forward and possibly away from this relationship, because this is something that's really weighed heavily on them to where they really had to draw on inner strength, right? They've had to really use their intuition. That it's been something that's like a true inner struggle for them to have to make this decision and to navigate this relationship and what's happened between the two of you. There's a part of them that wants to leave. There's a part of them that wants this journey to be done and to start something new. There's going to be a celebration. This individual is going to come out on top, feel as though that, you know, they've done the right thing. They're going to come out victorious. Whatever decision that they choose, they're going to feel as though it was the right decision. It was something that was right for them. Let's find out here. What are they planning on doing? Are they planning on coming back to you? Let's find out here. First, let's find out a couple of things here. I want to know more about this Justice card here. Yeah, again, we're trying to juggle something here. You try to find balance in something. Still an indecision. Yeah, this person has closed off their heart. I truly believe, it doesn't look too good that they want to come back, because look, they've closed off their heart. They like their life to be like this. They don't want any more chaos in their life. You, on the other hand, are optimistic. You, on the other hand, know that this is something that could potentially turn into something good. You have joy and clarity. You want the truth to be revealed. You're in agreement with this truth being revealed, but you are very optimistic that you'll get back together. This situation is transformative to both of you, right? So whatever has happened between the two of you, it really has, you know, part of you is saying, but I've changed. That's what I'm hearing, but I've changed. This has really changed me, and I'm optimistic that if we get back together, everything will be fine. Now, this individual, however, I'm going to move that guy here. Let's shuffle this. Who believes that this is the end of the cycle for them. Yeah, they believe that if they come back to you, this is what they want. They want satisfaction, right? So however way they need to convey that to you, they want satisfaction. They want this to be the end. If they come back to you, they want this to be it. No more messing around. They want it to be it. They want to create something that is the epitome of their goals. They want joy. They want satisfaction. They want it all, right? And so if they make this decision to come back to you, it better darn well lead to this. That's what they want, right? They want satisfaction. They want to create the life of their dreams with you. And again, like I said, this individual is gonna get what they want. Let's see here. Yeah, again, with the decision. It's weighing really heavily on them. And they know that they're going to have to attack this head on. What they want is to be able to work on this relationship with somebody and actually celebrate the fruits of their labor. They want stability and maturity in the relationship, and they're coming forward with a new opportunity for something new, right? New ideas, new beliefs, new ways of doing things, thinking about things. They want this new opportunity. So this is good in a sense that now, as the cards are coming up here, it's showing here, yeah, there's going to be renewed passion between the two of you. They're going to come in with an offer here for a new beginning, a new start. There's going to be some conflict, and you're going to have to hash it out, but that's okay, because you're going to be much smarter, right? Because you have transformed, right? You've transformed from this, and you're optimistic. And you have the sun behind you. You have all kinds of clarity and joy and honesty and all of that. So you're going to know better that if you do engage in this conflict, that it's not going to be like every man for himself, and it's not about destruction. It's about coming together, right? So this tells me that you need to find a way to communicate and argue and discuss. It's not about arguing. It's about discussing, finding different ways to approach each other so you can communicate better. Okay, so let's see. Anything else we need to clarify? I think that's about it. Let's do 3 more cards to see where this energy is going. See if we're going to learn. Yeah, new beginnings. Look at that. Yeah, I think they're coming back to you. Yeah, and they see that whatever has transpired here, you guys have to learn, right? You have to learn from the mistakes you've made. Oh, wait a minute. No. I think this person might want to start something new, and it's going to flip your world upside down, and you're going to have a lot of grieving. Oh boy. Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of self-sabotage that's going on, that's going to happen here. Oh boy. Here, let's see if we can clarify any other cards here. King of Cups. Somebody here is going to kind of take the lead, going to be emotionally mature about the situation. So one of 2 things obviously can go, this can be interpreted in 2 ways. One, you can both start something new and leave the old the old bad ways that happen, the bad things. You're going to have to leave something behind here. Something is going to be destroyed. You're going to have to rebuild your relationship with this individual. You're going to have to deal with the grief and the loss between the two of you. And you have to make sure that you stay away from self-sabotage, things that aren't going to serve both of you. That's one way we can look at this. But the other way we can look at this is this person is moving forward. And it's going to flip your world upside down, and it's going to cause a lot of grief and heartache and loss, and there's going to be self-sabotage that follows it. So what is this telling us? What this tells us is that you have free will, right? We all have free will. You have the opportunity to make this be what's most satisfying, right? To create something new here. I'm a person who is an optimist, and I like the Sun card, so I want this to go in your favor, Aries. I want this to go in your favor. So reach deep within you and try to figure out what it is that your person needs. What has transpired? Maybe it's time for you to take a step back and really reflect on the situation and what can you contribute to the relationship so that it can be this new start, rebuilding what didn't work before. You get a chance to rebuild and letting go of past mistakes, right? And letting go of anything that's self-sabotage so you can lead yourself towards this Nine of Pentacles. You have that will. You have that option. You have that free will, right, Aries? So I hope you're getting this. I hope you're understanding this. You're in more control than you think. You have more control than you think. Let's get some messages, some more advice here. Yeah, perfect timing. Yeah, it's time for you to really step up here. It's time for you to step up and take control of the situation. All right. Ask for help from others. Yeah, sure. Look for a sign. Yeah, so look for a sign around you, sign synchronicities that tell you it's time to move. It's time to move forward. Yeah, remain positive. Keep that Sun card around and trust. Trust that the divine, truly, that the divine has something in sight for you here. Let's do some other Moon Oracle cards here. See if we can get more advice or insight into what's happening here for you, Aries. Stay in integrity. Yeah, be your authentic self because that's the only way to show up, right? You know, show up as your true self and make decisions based off of what's purest in your heart. Accept responsibility. Again, accept your responsibility. Don't go on a blaming rampage and blame the other person because that's only going to lead towards that other option, right? Where the person's just going to run off. If you truly want this person in this relationship to continue with you, you need to accept part of the responsibility here and change your tune. Yeah, change your way of thinking. And again, this can go, you're kind of at a fork in the road and you can go one way or the other. And this person, you know, though they want to come back to you, they're kind of, you know, in limbo right now. But if this is something that you want for yourself, they can come back to you. You just have to accept responsibility, stay true to yourself, change your attitude, change your way of looking at things, and have a whole heck of a lot of patience, which is really tough for Aries, right? Okay, Aries, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye-bye.